Good morning. Today is February 25th, and we're going to do a little devotional today. This is 365 Days of Kindness, and it's a very beautiful devotional. This is talking about our enemies and people who we need to pray for. And it kind of brought me to a realization this morning, and I'm going to have to make a phone call after Bible study. Okay, so it says, it's called Curse Reverse. I don't even take these off. I just got to hold it far away. It says, I say to you, love your enemies, bless the one who curses you. Do something wonderful for the one who hates you, and respond to the very one who persecutes you by praying for them. This is Matthew 5:44. Are you in a battle with someone right now? It might be a verbal argument you had, or perhaps it is more silent, and you are holding a grudge against someone for something they have done. People hurt each other. It is a sad reality. But we do have the power over our own responses. We can choose forgiveness, which is the only thing that can really set us free from negative feelings towards others. Try to put that person at the center of your thoughts today and be intentional about blessing them. Pray for them. And if it is a relationship that needs mending, reach out and do something wonderful for them. Act of kindness today. Pray for someone who has wronged you. Very important. Very important. Let's talk a little bit about forgiveness. We all have trouble with the forgiveness part, right? Because we're supposed to be like Jesus and forgive everybody. But then you have somebody that hurt you, or maybe it's a childhood hurt, or maybe it's a hurt that just happened recently, and you just don't understand why that person does that. You know what I mean? But you also got to remember there's a spiritual battle going on. It's not just flesh and blood. We don't fight against flesh and blood, okay? So get that through your mind today. We do not fight against flesh and blood. We fight against the evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. So if the person you're having an argument with, or having issues or unresolved issues with, is not a Christian or not a godly person, does not believe in God, that's where your problem lies. Because we don't fight. Do you fight with other Christians? Now, if there is a fight amongst other believers of God, right? If there's a fight, sometimes there's this tormenting spirit that likes to break up friendships and break up and call like chaos and confusion right in there. Okay, so when you analyze stuff, right, when you analyze these situations, I want you to look at like, okay, am I having confusion about this? Am I thinking like, it's their fault? Like, because you got to imagine, when you let the devil in, all he needs is a crack. Just a slight crack in your armor, like a slight. Not even a big crack. A little teeny crack like that, right? And then what does he do? He takes that nail, he starts hammering it, and he widens the cracks. Widens it until you're crazy in your mind, right? Because that's how you feel. And so funny. I just got an answer. I was like, because there's something going on with me, right? And spiritually. And I just got the answer. I was like, oh, okay, God. Yeah, I love how God does that. I was like, it's so beautiful, and the Holy Spirit shows up, and that I just get the answer that I need, because I was freaking out about it. Not freaking out, but it's when something's off with you, you know when something's off with you, okay? And so don't let the devil put that crack in you. Don't let that little cracks, open up, because that's where, everything starts going crazy. Like, it's like most days I'm on a pink cloud watching sunrises and sunsets all day long, right? That's my life. But some days the pink cloud turns a little purplish color, right? Where it's kind of cloudy, and not a happy cloudy either. Not, it's not pink anymore. So when I have those days, it's like, because in God's presence, there's no bad. There's no bad in God's presence, is there? There's no bad. So I try to make my days super happy and super positive, and always have that outlook, right? Because in God's presence, there's no bad. It's like, you're like, ah, you know, and that's how it is. And it's a beautiful thing when you can forgive others. You can act like Jesus, right? Because that's what we want to do, is act like Jesus. You know, I know, right? And it's this beautiful thing. You got to act like Jesus. You got to forgive others. You got to forgive your enemies. You know, and is it worth it? Is it worth the argument? Is it worth the fighting? Is it worth it? Because that causes those cracks in your soul. Like those cracks, and then the devil's like, boom, boom, here, look at this, look at this. And pretty soon you're wide open. You don't want to be wide open. Just so you know. So yeah, I love you. I love you so much. You know, don't let the devil in. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you're arguing or fighting or have any of that stuff going on, that's not God, first of all. And you have to forgive. You have to be the bigger person because you are a Christian and you have to forgive. And you believe in God. I love you. Have a blessed day. Okay, come on, camera. We're going to scoochy.